welcome back. It's Angela. So lovely to have you join me again today. Well, I do want to say, first of all, thank you guys so much for the wonderful comments that you've been sending me about the journal and the tutorial. So glad that so many of you are keen to make one of these yourselves. So I do appreciate that, and I really do most grateful for your support and kindness as always. All right, so thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Now I just want to catch up where we were last week and check if you've done your homework. You know, that's important. So first of all, we are looking at this, and the first bit that I got you to look at is this section over here. I got you to do a few things, and I'm just going to go over and focus on the rest of this today and see how far we get in the time frame. All right, so it is about this side today. Now, what I was wanting you to have a look at especially was to cut out the ephemera pack, and of course I asked you to cut out the pockets and the tag side of things as well. Right, so you don't need to use the ephemera today. I'll tell you what you can work on when we're not filming. But as far as the pockets and the various templates, we will be working with those today. All right, so I'm going to just put this aside like this at the moment. I'm going to grab the bunch of stuff that I did ask you to have a look at, and we are going to go through that systematically. So the first thing was that you were going to use the small template, template 2, on my exciting envelopes, and you were cutting out this envelope there. Now all we did here was I have folded back the one flap over here and glued that down so that we've got the actual envelope flap free. That will go like that on the left side. So you want to be folding the one bit here against the side like that. All right, I've used the stripy double-sided printed. As I said, that's up to you, but I like to print it on both sides. So I've just got the one flap, if you have a look in there, stuck down. Okay, that's just going to reinforce that side, as I said to you before. Okay, so we're going to use it in the upright position. I've also cut out one of the Tim Holtz slotted dies. This is on my Amazon favorites list. I use this a lot, and I've just cut out the little template that comes in like a label template in this kit, the Sizzix die. Taken one of my scraps from one of the pages, the journal pages, and put that bit on there. You don't have to do that, but I just thought it looked nice. I've inked around that, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick that on the back. So I'm just going to grab my art glitter glue here, and I'm going to hold it on the side. I'm not gluing, and just stick this down. So I did get I did have quite a few laughs when I was reading the comments during the week after the last tutorial about people and the homework. That was funny. Yeah, I think the teacher side of me definitely came out there giving you homework. Yeah, but you know, I don't want to bore you with things. I want you to, you know, get those things ready so that you can follow along and not be held back. And it's just, I'm just taking you through the way I would do something, so I suppose that's what it's about. Okay, so we're not going to worry about anything there. That's the back of the envelope, and that's ready to go and fill up. And then on the front, what I did was I took this piece of ephemera, I've inked around it, and I'm going to make that a little pocket over there like that. So I'm just going to hold it on that side. I've rounded the corners with my little corner rounder. You can just cut them round, you don't have to have a little punch thingy. And I'm just sticking that down like that. Okay, so that one's done. That's the first one, so we can just put that to the side. Right, now I'm going to talk you through the second one here. We'll just put that over there. Well, that can go back in the container in. Okay, this is the second envelope. So what you needed here was a doily cut out like that. I have trimmed off a good 1.5 inches off the edge there. All that I did was I put it against my envelope. Let's just give you an idea like that. And I wanted a bit of a gap, so I've just really gauged it, but it was 1.5 inches I cut off. We're going to use that as a tuck spot. Now, what I did with this envelope, and I'm not going to give you the measurements again because I did all of that in the first one, and you will see it all in the description box. Now, just for those ladies who aren't sure about the description box, and I'll try and put a little image just above here in the video, that's a little arrowhead that you click on just underneath the video. Now when you do that, a whole lot of information comes down there for you to use. So everything like all the links to the kits. For this last tutorial I put all the measurements for the envelopes, all that sort of stuff, my Amazon favorites links, all my links to Pinterest, Etsy, everything else, it's all in the description box. So a lot of the questions that you ask me are in there too, and I don't mind answering those, but sometimes I might take a whole day to answer your comment and not notice. So to save you the worry of what that might be, go and try and click on the description box, and that will get you the answer 9 times out of 10 a lot quicker. All right, so go and have a look for that description box just below the video. It's like a V arrowhead. Click on there and a whole lot of information comes down, and you can scroll right down through it. Right, now as far as so if you want to know the size of the envelopes, I've got them all in there. Right, so with this envelope here, what I've done is, and I'll give you a measurement here to do with the sewings, and you could stick this with glue if you wanted to. What I have done here, 3¼ inches down from the top of this envelope, or 8.5 centimeters, I have drawn a line across there, and I have sewn right across there. And I'm doing that before I actually stick on the papers. You know, I must tell you, when I was doing this particular one, I forgot about that, and I made this envelope. This is the 3rd attempt at this. So ladies, don't think that you're the only one that messes things up. I made this exact envelope when I was doing this for today 3 times. This is my 3rd one, 3rd time lucky. All right, so measure 8.5 centimeters or 3.25 centimeters down. I drew a line, and then I just lifted the flap and I sewed straight across down there. What that's going to do is it's going to give me a pocket over here, and it's going to give me a separate pocket over there. All right, so do that before. I do it before because I don't want to stitch through the back of the paper that I have on the back. And what I did before was I did it after, because I forgot about it, and I had already stuck this on, and I then sewed the whole lot, and oh my gosh, and then the whole thing, it just was going downhill from there. So this is the way I had done it in my original one, where I didn't do it once and it worked. I'll stop babbling now. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And then what you can do is you've cut out your piece here to fit the envelope itself. And then how I did this was, and I showed you last time, I just gauged it with a pencil by lifting this up like that and noting where the edge of the window was, and then I've used my tattered edge rectangle to cut this out. That's also on my Amazon, I think it's on my Amazon favorites list as well. And you can do that. You can just draw a line there, cut and across, make a hole in this area, and then just cut it square. It's just what I had, so I've used that. Right, I've inked that. That's all ready to go. We're going to stick that on the top there quickly, on top of all of this. I'm just making sure in my head that I've got this all in the right order. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we get it lined up nicely. Make sure I get it to the edge here. My like that. I like to get it to the edge here especially, because that way it reinforces the edge of the envelope that we've cut, because it is open there. Okay, so that's looking great. I'm happy with that. So now you've got secret pockets there, and that's awesome. All right, and then what I did on the back was I took the back sheet. It's just a full sheet. You then cover the stitch line so you won't see that, which you don't want to see, and that can go on the back there as well. Okay, so I must say I've had quite a week of it again this week, because we're coming to the end of term, so again very busy. And I've absolutely loved coming up here in the evenings and getting all of my crafting sorted. I'm already planning my next project, so there's that as well. So I'm hope you're going to enjoy that. And of course, just, you know, cutting out the ephemera. This is like therapy, isn't it? It's like therapy after a hard day and just the stresses of life, really. So I've really enjoyed that. And as I keep saying to people, you know, this is cheaper than Prozac, guys. You know, if you had, you know, as a tranquilizer, it's cheaper to craft, even with all the kits we buy. So don't feel bad, you know. Everyone's got their vices. This is definitely mine. And I put it down. I think we should be able to claim on tax, you know, for therapy for this. I think what I'm going to do here is, and I'm just want to grab my double-sided tape. You can use your glue, but I'm going to use my double-sided tape just because it gives it a nice firm so we just do that like that. And grab some scissors. And just cut that off. There we go. Right. So there we have it. And now it's just a case of getting off this sticker. We were saying at work that we think biscuits should be tax deductible because of the online learning and kids. Yeah, it can be hard graft, stressful. Right, so there we have it. That goes on the back. That's my pokey tool on the floor. Not to worry. Right, so we've got a nice little tuck spot here now. And we've got that ready to decorate. Now I'll show you the decoration at another point. We just want to get this all ready first of all, so that's ready to go on there now. And we'll just clip that together. Okay, then what I did over here was, this is my, let me just grab this so I can throw them straight in. Now what I've got here is my CD envelope, so I'm going to just take that all off. And I've just taken scraps. As you can see, this is from one of the journal pages, the darker, no, I think this is from one of the pieces of ephemera. This is obviously like from the cover. This is from some of that Christmas paper, which is what we are using to back some of the pages with. So this is one of, I think this is the Shabby Christmas, Pink Shabby Christmas journal kit. The actual pages, I love the font on there. And then this is part of the kit that we're using. Just tore those off, so they're about 1 inch wide. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these up. So I think it was something like that. So this one needs to go down first, like this. Yeah, I was so excited to see how excited all of you are about doing this. So I'm just thrilled that you're following along, and I'm hoping that you're going to share some of your creations with me. Yeah, so either tag me in, you know, Facebook group, or let me see what you're doing if you're on Pinterest, or Instagram or any of those, because I just love seeing what you all do, especially when it's something you've been doing following me, you know. It's wonderful to see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spring. Spring's not far away for us now, so thinking about my spring projects too. So I'll definitely have some spring things out, and I hope to have a couple of things going into my shop this month, so do stay and look out for those. Yeah, what else can I tell you? I have signed up to do Carol's tag swap, her winter. I think we're doing winter tag swap, is the theme's winter this time, so I will be taking part in that. So go and have a look at Carol from Oak House Journals tag swap if you haven't already. It's such an exciting experience. I get all excited. I have no idea what I'm doing yet for mine, but I have committed, so I will be doing that. So yeah, we get drawn together with partners, so we have no idea who that will be, and it's just so exciting to send off a parcel and receive one with your swap partner. So give that a go, guys. Right, this does get various cutouts on it, so this is now changed to a square window. And then what I did on the back of this one is I've used that stripy I nearly said fabric print out there, which is part of the kit. Just covered that right down, and I did do it right down just to reinforce, because these are usually quite flimsy, these envelopes. Then I've just taken one of the pockets that I asked you to cut out, and I have it fits perfectly on a CD cover sleeve. So there we go, that's going to be on the back. So that one's ready to go now as well. Right, so we can add it to the fold here. Deal with that at the time. Okay, next one. Right, this one here was a little envelope using the envelope template that I asked you to use. So this is template number 1. And what we did here was we folded this one and we cut an opening over here. Yeah, and again, you printed on that, and instead of the flaps, I've folded them in, but I've cut a sliver off the end here to have an opening in this at this side over here. Okay, so that's what we've got here. Then I've cut up from the same kit, the ephemera kit. I cut up this little image. Isn't that the most adorable bunny? It reminds me of Abby, except Abby's ears are just a bit higher, but she's those sort of colors. It's just, and she's just as fluffy. So cute. She's fast asleep next to me there. The ear twinged when I said her name. Bless her. Alright, so I've also got one of these little envelopes that you're going to need as well. So I'm going to just stitch. I'm going to just stick this right down here like that. Okay. So how are you guys doing? Let me know how you're getting on and all that's exciting in your life. I was laughing yesterday because I saw a family in the UK called, what are they called now? The Mason family, I think. And they had put together, adapted an 80s song about life in lockdown, and the words that he did it and the way they sing it was just unbelievable. A family of 6, but kids are quite young really, and fantastic singing and awesome adaptation of that song. Gosh, did make me laugh. It was spot on with the comments. Right, so there we've got that for this envelope. Again, the flaps on the left here. We've got our opening over there like that. And then what we're going to do on the back here, we do slide something in that covers there. And we do stick this on the top over here. All right, so what we just need to do here with this one before we stick it down is, and I'm actually going to just take my scissors. I'm going to take my big scissors and I'm going to just cut this off straight off at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Okay, these are lovely and sharp, these scissors. I use them for cutting out my ephemera. Right, so there we go, we've got that at the bottom. And now all we're going to do is stick some glue on here, like that. Then I just want to find the middle, more or less, and then I can just edge that up, fold it down, and just make sure I've got that straight. And it looks pretty straight to me, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so there, that's going to be able to go up like that. We're going to tuck something in there, and we'll cover there, and we'll put a little tag in over there. So there's that one done now as well. Okay, when it comes to the square one, what we're going to do here, oh sorry, right, when it comes to the square one, what I've got here are a couple of things. First of all, I've taken the pocket I asked you to cut out. It was 3 pieces, and I've just layered them up. You just go like this, and they are ready to the right height. And just stitch. I have stitched all around. You can just stick if you don't want to stitch. And now you've got your 3 layered pockets like that. This is the flap on the left. I covered it, as I said to you, with this. Keep wanting to say fabric. This beautiful print, which I adore, on the front, and then on the back I did again the stripy pinstriped pattern on the back. Okay, now with this one, remember you've got your opening at the top, which we've cut straight across there. All right, there's no opening on the side here. So this is the front. We want to turn that over to the back, and then this will go over like that over there. So again, just going to do it on 3 sides like this. You could use the double-sided tape if you wanted to. It'll work as well. Right, and then we're going to just stick that down like that on the back. Okay, so now we've got a pocket at the back, a pocket in the middle, and a pocket in the front like that. Okay, so that's all sorted. And then on the front, what I did here was I cut out, used the template 1 on templates part 2 that is in my shop. So I printed this print on the front. I've turned it over and printed that on the back. Used the template and cut out the shape. Then if you have a look very carefully, I've got vellum over here. So I've just fitted in a piece of vellum, which is probably just over 2 inches, I would say. 2 1/4 inches in length. So just make it slightly shorter than your fold lines. So I've scored the edges and folded them over like that. Stuck on one of those labels, which come from my Porch prints as well. I like those. And then I've just taken little scraps, was actually this print here, and I've just cut out little bits there before I've used my little eyelets. These are We Are Memory Makers eyelets, the blues, and I took the lightest one and I've just pressed that there. Now this paper here, even though ladies, I am printing on 160 GSM. In the US, in Canada, I would imagine, it is 60-pound weight paper, so it's double the weight of your copier paper. All right, so even though it's nice and thick, I wanted just to reinforce these little sections here. So I've just folded that right around before putting my eyelet on. Okay, so that's what I've done there. Now I'm going to stick that, just make sure I've got this on the left. I'm going to stick that down over here. Now you could stick it on 3 sides and put another, make that a pocket if you wanted to, or on the sides if you wanted to, probably this side, but that's up to you. I'm going to just stick this on the 3 sides like that, just like that. All right, I'm doing quite a liberal amount of glue, so it's going to stay in place. Right, so now we're going to just turn that around. I do like this gatefold template. Just adds interest, doesn't it, to a project. Just like that. Okay, now we're able to put in our tags and things in there. We will put a tie on there. I'm not going to do that at this point. And remember, this is on the left hand side. You've got this ready on the back, so you've got that as well. Okay, right, we are doing well. Let's see how we're going with time. Pretty well. Right, on this big square envelope now, so this is the one we trimmed down and glued. We have cut open a little sliver on the side of this one. Now, what I did want to say to you, many of you ladies might not have the exact envelope sizes that I'm using, like the square one, like this size, or any of the others, or even the window envelope, or this one. Now, just remember, I wanted to give you a couple of pointers. You can take any envelope that might be bigger than this, and you can cut it to size. I trimmed off a piece at the top here, only because I was aligning it up to fit inside my journal. So it doesn't matter if you've got to cut more than one side. You can always glue it or stitch it to the size you want. All right, so just bear that in mind. Failing that, if you don't have any envelopes at all, then you could just take your 160 or your 60-pound paper and make something by taking 2 pieces of paper or folding it to make a flap and an envelope. So for example, you could take it something like this. This is just one of my misprints. You could fold it in half. So say for example, like this. Let me just move that out the way. Now, and then you've got a flat bit that you can just fold like that. Obviously, you'd need to measure. I'm just winging it here. So you've got a flap you can tuck in, because you need the flap bit. And then you can cut this to whatever size. So if this was the square, 6 by 6 inches, and that would work as well. Or you could take 2 pieces of paper, lie them on top of each other if you needed to make a bigger one, and just cut the shape around, leaving a flat bit. So there are ways to do this. You don't need to go and buy envelopes. Please use what you have, all right? Even good quality magazine pages folding. Remember, we're covering these envelopes, so you're not going to see what's underneath. All right, so just a little tip I thought I'd mention. Okay, now with this one, as I said, this is the bigger envelope here. Let's just put that to the side. So the flap again is over here. I've covered that with this pink. Now this, people have asked me about this piece of paper. This is not part of the bunny kit. It's part of the mini books, the mini bunny kit books that I bought. All right, so I've got that, and I want to make the mini bunny books. But on there was a little pink sheet, probably that big. What I've done is I've copied that and I've enlarged it. Now, if you want to know how to do that, I have a video on how to get the most out of your digitals, and I'll put that in the link below. I must do an update on that. All right, so that's how I've got that. But you could use that if you wanted to and do the same thing. Follow that video if you're not sure. And then, so we've got our opening over here. That's what I've put on that side. Then on the back, I've put this lovely paper. And I needed to bring in some of the pinks because I've taken what we cut last time. I showed you to cut this for a coin envelope. All right, so it was the length of your page. And I think it was, I did put this in the last video, 4 3/4 inches across, or 12, just short of 12.5 inches across. All right, so that's what I've done there. And I have cut out some of my scrappy envelope pieces from this envelope that I cut off from some project I was doing, and I've just cut the circles out. I glued them together, Then I took this paper, which is part of that Christmas folio I keep referring to, and I cut another circle and stuck it on top. So they are really hardy. And then I've stuck these brads through over there. Okay, so that's how I got to that. Now I just stick a bit of masking tape with glue. You can hardly see it there, but just so that it's not a rough edge. All right, and I have stitched around it. You can just stick it with glue. So that's what I've done there. All right, now it's just a case of putting on my string when I'm done, which I will do. Again, I'm going to hold that there, glue on these 3 sides and press that down over there, because I do have 2 of the tag booklets that come in the kit that go behind this. So I'm making this into a pocket as well as an envelope, a coin envelope. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. So we want to get it further down like that, and I'm just winging it here, gauging, and we just want to make sure that sticks and it's nice and flat. Right, so you've got your pocket in here, and then I will put on the string later. You've got your pocket in there as well. Okay, so that just needs to sort itself out. Okay, so that's the back. And then on the front, I will end up putting a big bunny picture on here. So all we need to do now, and I've changed the sponge on my, and I hate changing the sponge on this dauber thing, because it's just not the same with a new one. I prefer the damagey one, but I thought, oh well, I suppose I must change it because it's breaking up and doing my head in. But really, I prefer it when it's sort of falling apart. It seems to ink better, in my opinion. But never mind, this one will come right soon. I keep telling myself. There we go. Right. Okay, so we've got that all in place. Just remember to keep this on the left, and then we're going to stick this down like that. All right. Okay, everybody, so there we have it, the little bunny there. And then all I did was I took this butterfly, which I think I got from Pinterest. I've got so many butterflies, guys. If you go and look on my Pinterest board, and the links are all in the description box below, I have got a butterfly board there, so I think you'll find it's there. And then I just sat it on the bunny's nose, like it had sat on the bunny's nose. Yeah, and I thought it was so cute. So just like that. Okay, so we just stick it there like that. How cute is that? And then I think I've got this lid full of these little labels from my Porch prints, and they're all in here, really lovely. And then I just looked for one of them that I thought was quite handy, so I just like one like that, and I quite like it because it's not too loud. It sort of just blends in, but it's just, I think this is what I did. She says. And then it's just a case of putting that on and adding just that little bit of interest. So you can still make these pretty pages when you buy a kit. Make them your own, you know. So I'm just adding some personalization to it. Right, so that's really pretty. We will end up putting a journal card in there. So that could be some of your homework, new homework. Right, so that's coming along nicely. So we've almost done with the decoration with this. Now that little one ends up going into this little one, so just put it to the side at the moment. So that goes there. And then what I've done is the last bit of last sort of envelopes for this is you had to put, this is from the kit itself, I've cut out these. I've printed on the inside with that antique script paper from my Porch prints as well, which I love. And again with another one of those, just takes away the white paper. I've glued the sides. We're not trimming anything here. We are purely going to be putting in some journal cards and things in here. So you need these two as well, which are adorable. Okay, so there we have it. That's all the envelopes that you're going to need to make up this piece that is going to go into the journal over here on this side. So if I just bring that again to you, this bit, and I'm going to show you how to attach this in the next episode. All right, so here comes your homework, ladies. What I want you to do is cut out all your ephemera. I do want to talk about two bits that you need to be aware of. So all the tags and things, cut those all out. Now for me, most of it I back onto card. This is me using the recyclable card. Don't put heavy ribbons and things. Try and keep it as flat as possible. You don't have to stitch around it. I have, but this is just recycled packaging, so I've done that for everything there. Just a couple of things that we will get into, but I'll explain that next week. Oh right, this one here, I'll show you how I made that, so I will be talking about that. You've got your little, this is from the kit. I've just mocked it up to fit into my envelope over there, used one of those little tabs and made a card like that. So that's that one that goes in there. I will talk you through how I make that next week. So cut out all the ephemera bits, that's all I'm saying, and then we can catch up on that at some point. All right, so you need to cut out all your ephemera bits, and I'm going to show you something there in a minute. As well, this week you needed to print out all of these journal pages. So if I show you here, and because my paper's A4, it's I've got bits on either side, but I have taken away the border, so it prints the full page. And remember what I said to you, you print all the pages like that, which 8 of these double pages, and then I turn it over in my printer and it prints all the other bunny pages, so the blank, so that you can write on this, because this is a writing journal. Okay, so you've got that homework to print out because we will be using that. You also have to print out whichever you're using for the backing on your folio. So for me it's 3 of these, as I asked you to do, so you need that. So that's what you need to get ready for next time. So next week we'll be fitting this into our journal with this backing paper, and I'm going to get you prepped to do this as well, so have that ready, and that's what we will do next week. All right, now just a couple of things when you are doing your ephemera. I just thought I'd mention a few things. This little tag here, I put a tab on. That one's going to go into your baby envelope, so the envelope similar to this, so just put a tab on the top of that one if you're putting it onto card. All right, this one we are going to stick onto another card I showed you earlier, and then these I've stitched and added them onto card already, so I've done that for everything already, so you need to do that for all of yours. Okay, get that all ready. I haven't inked it yet. What else do I need to tell you here? Yeah, so that's all for today, ladies. Make sure that you've cut everything out. Make sure that you've inked it all ready. I hope that you've got to this point. I will not be waiting till Wednesday for the next video. I hope to get it ready for Sunday. All right, so that you've got it for Sunday. So let's see if I can get that sorted. I'll be working extra hard to get that extra video out for you for this week. All right, so thank you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been fun. It's coming along nicely, so I hope you're getting really excited. And let me know how you're getting on with everything, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Now, don't forget about the description box. If you need to know anything, I put all the information down in there. All right, thanks again as always, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.